Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the Marriott Hotel in Glasgow. As always, it's a pleasure to be back here ahead of a huge night of boxing, Saturday, April the 15th at the wonderful Hydro Arena, live and exclusive on Sky Sports. Doing a little bit of research this morning. I think many boxing historians in the room will be able to tell me. I believe this is the first ever unification fight in Scotland. So, you tell me I'm wrong maybe later, but I don't care, it's my story, I like it, and we're sticking with that. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the first ever unification fight in Scotland. Ricky Burns is a very unique character. I came up to him talking about his next fight, probably about 12 weeks ago, and I said, right, you've got two choices. You can have Paulie Malignaggi, who I think is a little bit over the hill, to be honest with you, but I think it's a good name that will sell well, and I think you'll win comfortably. And for this much money, or you can box Julius Indongo, who is a complete nightmare, southpaw puncher, but it is a unification fight, and you'll earn this much money. So obviously, Ricky, take the easier fight for more money. No, I'd like the Indongo fight. So I had to phone up Alex Morrison and said, look, Ricky's lost his marbles, he wants the tougher fight for less money. He said, that's ridiculous, let me call him. Called me back 2 minutes later, Alex says, I'm sorry, his mind's made up, he wants Julius Indongo. So in the boxing world that we live in, which is obviously money motivated, it's a very tough sport, your guy, Ricky Burns, wants the achievements, he wants the belts, he wants the history, he wants the legacy. And that's what I admire so much about Ricky Burns, that the unification fight that he's always craved his entire career is up for grabs on Saturday, April the 15th, and it's going to be a packed night of boxing with all these guys on the card here. Tickets are absolutely flying. I believe this is going to be the biggest crowd we've seen at a Ricky Burns fight for his entire career, and I can't wait for the night to take place. Just a quick bit of housekeeping. Ricky's achieved many things in his career, and we've been asked to present him with his award from the North Lanarkshire Council today. He's been inducted in the Sporting Hall of Fame for his achievements in his career, and Jim Logue, who is the councillor and leader, goes on to talk about various things in this letter, but one paragraph that I think stands out. All our inductees are people who have made a huge contribution to sport at the highest level. They inspire us with their dedication and commitment to being the best, sometimes in the face of extreme adversity. Their example is worth following, from competitiveness on the world stage to shaping the future of their sport, and from overcoming their own challenges to inspiring generations to participate in sport and exercise. So before we get underway, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, inducted in the North Lanarkshire Hall of Fame. On this card we've got some very important fights and big fights. We've got two great British title fights, we've got a Commonwealth title fight, and we've got a Scottish title fight, a Celtic title fight. And what we're seeing now is the development of some of your younger generations coming through in crunch fights and 50-50 tests. Firstly, we're going to just have a round of applause for everyone and say, well, firstly, we wouldn't be here, and thank you very much for the support as always, Christine, and of course Morrison Boxing, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Morrison. The current British lightweight champion from Blackpool via Glasgow, and if you listen to him talk, and certainly his old man, you know these are absolutely his bread and butter roots, making what could be the final defence of his British title to win the belt outright, Scotty Cardle. His opponent, who is someone that has had a great run of fights recently, won the English Championship away to Marcus French in Birmingham, and recently just outpointed Gary Hooper, who was Scott's mandatory in his last fight. He's the challenger for the British lightweight title, Robbie Barrett. A young man who's coming off a recent defeat for the World Flyweight Championship, come back with a win recently, now moved up to Super Flyweight to take part in this British Super Flyweight contest. Please welcome Charlie Edwards. And the opponent, I think this is a wonderful fight, someone that's always in fantastic fights, up at Super Flyweight as well. He's going to have a huge amount of support on April the 15th. That's the other challenger for the vacant belt, that's Ian Butcher. The Scottish Super Bantamweight title, another all Scottish matchup which we can't wait for. Please welcome Scott McCormack. And a young man who I've liked for a long time, but when I've seen his recent ticket sales for this fight, I'm liking him even more. A great character and a real young talent, that's JULIUS. Finally, the Celtic Lightweight Championship. Again, another fight where both fighters have sold a huge amount of tickets. It's going to be a great atmosphere in the Hydro. Please welcome Ryan Collins. And of course, the mailman, the Commonwealth medalist, and a huge popular character up here. Again, his first real fight, that's Charlie Flynn. Before we speak to those guys, also on the card, Callum Johnson, the Commonwealth light heavyweight title, will have his first real test against Sheila Hippolyte from Canada, who's a former Olympic Games contender as well. Obviously, Callum Johnson won the Commonwealth Games gold medal in Scotland. And also, I'm very excited about the debut of Josh Kelly, the GB welterweight star, who will also be making his debut on this card. First of all, Ryan, a big fight for you. Obviously, you boxed on some big shows before, but a big opportunity for you on a huge card. And I'm sure you know plenty about Charlie as well.
Yeah, I think so. I've known Charlie for a while. It's a massive fight for us. It was meant to be spoke about last year. It just never happened for a reason or another, but I'm grateful to be here. It's going to be a great night. I'm there to win this title and show everybody I'm here for the right division. That's it.
Obviously, pressure on Charlie more so than you, but he's had a rough time recently, and I think a good time for you to be fighting.
Well, that's it. I think it's been about a year or so, a year maybe. It's going to be a great opportunity for me here to deliver. Show everybody what I'm about, so I'm not here to make numbers up, I'm ready to take over, what I mean, so
Charlie, you talk about coming over adversity. You've had a nightmare 12 months really. Seeing you down based in Essex now, you haven't quite got the Ricky Burns quiff yet, but that will be coming soon. But a big chance for you, but obviously it's been a nightmare 12 months for you.
It's been a hard 12 months, that'll be 12 months out the ring come this fight, but just injuries that happens. You look at sports people and what they go through sometimes, and injuries are part of boxing, are part of any sport. I've came through it fine. I'm down training in Essex now, it's going brilliant. We had about 5-6 weeks in camp, sparring's going great, everything's going great. Ryan Collins is a tough guy, he's aggressive, he's strong. He's had more fights than me, he's had 14 fights, won 12 out of 14, so he's a contender, and I'm looking forward to a good, strong, hard fight, and I really can't wait for it because my preparation's second to none.
We know that you've been wanting to be let off the leash for a while now. Now you've got a chance. First title fight and a very important night for you on April 15th.
That's I've been wanting to go, but it was injuries and different things, and it was just I felt as if I just, as you say, wasn't getting let off the leash, you know what I mean? But this time, you know, it's a real fight. He's coming to win, so I'm going to be able to display my boxing skills. And it's a good 10-round fight, a title fight, everything's on the line. This is what I need to bring me through to the next level and to show people how good I really am.
Good man. Scott, another derby fight for you, and Joe Ham, a tough test.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm really happy to be here, training constant, so it's good to have an opportunity like this against someone like Joe. So yeah, I'm just really excited and can't wait for it.
Joe, huge support for you on April the 15th. How important not to get carried away and just go in there and do the job.
Yeah, a huge support as I always get, but this one in particular especially, but it's just about me keeping my feet on the ground, which I always do anyway, and I'm training hard for it. I know Scott's a boxer and an amateur, but this is now the pros, so I'm training hard for them, and I'm sure come fight night, get a lot of preparation will tell the night. Same
as Charlie, you've been wanting to be let off the leash for a while in title fights, and now this is the first one, and hopefully many for you.
Yeah, definitely, because as a lot of the boys on this table box with the Europeans and Worlds and represent Scotland all over the world, so it's just a matter of time before it happens, but that's me 10-0 now, so now it's time to move on.
A great fight for for the British lightweight title. Robbie Barrett, thanks for making it up here today. And your rise to the top has been a swift one. 2 very, very impressive wins and an air of confidence going into your first British title challenge on April 15.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you and Scott for getting us this opportunity, as well as Stephen Bell, the manager. Yeah, coming off a couple of decent wins. Feel like we're in good momentum and improving fight to fight. And yeah, looking forward to 15th of April.
Bit of an unknown quantity really, those 2 wins have not taken me by surprise who know you, but certainly the scene and not much footage out of you, so a chance for you to really come in and come on the blind side and win this British title.
Yeah, definitely. First, when we turned pro, set off to a bit of a shaky start, but kept in gym, worked hard with Steffi, took one fight at a time, good central area, English, and yeah, been won the last 10 fights, not dropped many pounds in the 10 fights, and yeah, looking forward to April 15th.
Sure, you've seen plenty of Scotty Cardle and know his style. How do you plan to beat him on the 15th, and what kind of fight should we expect?
I don't know what fight to expect myself, to be honest. I just know that whatever happens, we'll be ready for, we'll be fit. We only boxed a week ago, we've been in gym since, so we'll just be ready for whatever happens at night.
Scotty, great for you to be back in Glasgow, which kind of uses our base now, and obviously I know your heart is very strong for this city particularly, and a chance to win that Lonsdale Bell outright, something that is you'd be hugely proud of.
Yeah, something I've always dreamed of since I was a 7-year-old. It's just one of them things I don't want to move forward until I've got that really. I don't feel like I'm standing still. I've got Robbie Barrett, which I know very little about, and I think the lack of knowledge I do have of Robbie makes it exciting. Obviously I've travelled the world fighting unknown contenders like all over the world, and the lack of knowledge always made me nervous, but it was a positive type of nervous and a positive type of nerves, and I think it's going to be a great fight. I really do. I think it's going to be one to watch on the night, definitely. I
think, bearing in mind his recent wins as well, arguably your toughest test yet in terms of defences.
I think so. Personally, I think the likes of his unanimous win over Kevin Hooper is good going, because Kevin's only lost to very good kids, and he's definitely no mug. So that one, obviously, I haven't seen it, but to win unanimous against Kevin's a great little scalp, and I'll be going into that fight like fully prepared for a good fight ahead of me.
Ian Butcher, a great opportunity for you, and an atmosphere that's going to be jumping. You're going to be the home fighter, effectively, with the support from the crowd, up at super flyweight, and a big chance for you to win the British title.
Yeah, it's a fight I'm looking forward to. I've been chapping at the door for a shot at the British title for Kalia Fai's world title fight was announced, and I moved up. Charlie's a good fighter, like I say, a good fight, and I think the fight could steal the show on the night.
Obviously Charlie's coming off, although a win, the defeat before to Casemiro. I'm sure you know plenty about Charlie as well, and what can only be an all-action fight.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight. Charlie coming off the loss, it was a step too far. You know yourself, it was a step too far, and we've done many rounds in the amateurs. It's a fight. I know it's going to be a tough fight, but it's more than capable of winning. Looking forward to it. As I say, preparations are going really well, and I've got a good support coming. So I'm really looking forward to the fight now.
Charlie, obviously I know the excitement coming up here today, coming into the Lions Den, if you like, just gives you a little spring in your step, and obviously moving up those extra few pounds at super flyweights is a great fight for you.
Yeah, it's been great. I've moved up now to super flyweight, and it's only benefited me. I'm developing power now as well as speed, so it's a really exciting time. I'm teamed up with Adam Booth now, so we're working on things in the gym, and things are coming off really nicely, and we're looking forward to putting on a show on the 15th of April. And yeah, we have had a lot of sparring back in the day in the GB, but listen, fighters change. We haven't been in the ring together for 3 years. We're both different fighters now, so I'm not going to look too much into that. But I'm looking forward to a very good fight. I know Ian's very game, wants to come and have a go. So it's going to be a very good fight. Our styles are going to gel well together, and it's going to be good going to the Lions Den. I've been up here before, and I know Scotland's got a hell of a crowd, so I'm preparing for a lot of stick, but it's a part of the game, and I'm really looking forward to it, to go up there and beat the home fighter.
Obviously the defeat to Casemiro for the IBF World title was a step too far. You took a gamble on that. But how important is it to win on April 15th for your career now?
Oh, it's mega important to win. Look, I want to be a world champion. To be a world champion, you've got to take these stepping stones. You've got to keep going up the ladder. And the British title is a very prestigious title, and it's a title that I have wanted to win. And it's a great opportunity, and it's good to go away to fight. No pressure's on me, all the pressure's on him. The home crowd's going to be there cheering for him. So when I go out there and I put on a show, I just have to sign with him.
It's a great fight for the British super flyweight title. Finally, Ricky Burns up with us from Essex this morning, and a smile on your face. 4 weeks on Saturday, the night you've always wanted, really, a chance to become a unified world champion.
I know, George, the unification fights that we spoke about from I was at super feather and lightweight, and when this opportunity came up, there was easier options on the table, but you can't dangle a fight like this in front of me and then try and talk me into taking another one. So now we've made the decision to do this, so I'm just looking forward to it.
Obviously you've had some huge nights in your career so far. How well do you find fitting into the 140-pound limit now? We were talking about it on the way up, and obviously the toughness of making the weight against, you know, with the Zlatan Khan fights and stuff like that. Just really feel this is much more comfortable for you now.
I know the last couple of fights, I think things have been going well in the camps up till the fights. Obviously we got the victories, we won the world title, and now we're actually building into the light welterweight. I do feel as if moving up it was I wanted to stay at lightweight, and I know these were humming and hawing about what to do, but I think moving up is definitely the best option for me. So training has been going well so far. Started full sparring a couple of weeks ago, and everything's going great, and just looking forward to getting in there and hopefully put on a show.
And Dongo, a little bit of an unknown quantity to the casual fan, but dangerous. Obviously southpaw as well, which is important in your preparation, in your sparring, and a tough opponent for you.
Tall, ragey, southpaw, I think that was all I needed to know. When you go into YouTube, you struggle to find any footage of him at all, maybe like around here or there in fights. But again, we know what we're getting in for here. Tony's took care of all the sparring, so we've been getting people up quite similar. Obviously height, reach and stuff like that. And like I said, it's been going good so far. And I'm just looking forward to it.
Finally, obviously some huge nights for you over your career. Martinez win, the Mitchell win was a great night, and of course the Dorocco win, no one can forget that. But this one, you know, the unification fight in front of your people, the icing on the cake.
I know, Joe, I think this one's going to top the lot. There has been a few great nights, but this is the fight that I've always wanted, and everybody knows that these kind of fights have been mentioned for so long, and now it's just down to me to go and obviously do the main thing, get the win.
We believe you will. Ricky Burns against Julius Indongo for the WBA and IBO Super Lightweight Championships of the world. It's going to be an electric night on April the 15th. As always, we thank you for your support. As I said, the ticket sales are just astounding for this event. Really down to 40s left mainly now in the arena, and it's going to be a huge atmosphere and a huge night of boxing. So thank you as always. We're going to have a group shot up here now, and then some individual head-to-heads, and we'll be back for a very busy fight week. Thanks a lot for coming. Cheers.